So first let's understand basic understanding or the logical understanding of the word AND. Right, so let's assume that there are three towns like town A, town B and town C. So to go from town A to town B, I have three roads, right? Let me call this as road 1, road 2 and road 3. To go from town B to town C, I have four roads. So let me call it as path 1, path 2, path 3 and path 4. Right, so if I ask you how many different ways can a person, how many different ways can a person, or in how many different ways can a person travel from town A to C? So he has to start here and reach C. So I'm asking how many different ways. So I'll take a very hard manual route now to explain you this. So if I go to B from A, I take road 1, then I can take path 1 to complete my journey, that is I take this road, then I take path 1 to come to C. Or I go to B by road 1 and then take path 2, or I go to B by road 1 and then take path 3, or I go to B by road 1 and take path 4. Right, these are the possibilities that we can see. Similarly, I can also go to B by road 2 and then complete the journey by path 1, road 2 then path 2, road 2 then path 3 and road 2 then path 4. Right, and then I can complete my journey to B by taking road 3 from A and then go and complete the journey till C by taking path 1, road 3 path 2, road 3 path 3 and road 4 path 4. Right, altogether I have 12 different routes that I can take or any person can take to start from A and reach point C or town C. Right, so obviously this is a very long and tedious approach for me to always do like listing stuff, etc. So let's translate this into a simple English. Right, if I ask you, my target is to go to C from A. Forget the math, forget the answer, just try to answer this in English, plain English. If I have to go to C from A, how would I go? What would be my answer to this, or what would be my explanation to it? Go from A to B and B to C, right? That's the only way I can do it. I go from A to B and go from B to C. So how many different options do I have for A to B? 1, 2 and 3, so that's 3 options, 3 ways. From B to C, how many different routes can I take? 1, 2, 3, 4. And is basically into, so that's basically 12 different ways, which is what we got, right? 12 different ways. So that's the implication of AND. So if you see any logical, any permutations combination questions, try to break them down. Like how we got 3 here, 4 here, we might have to use NCR, NPR and stuff like that. We'll discuss that in the later videos. But splitting this and answering in the right way, that is AND, OR, etc., would give you the correct answer. Now let's extend this story, or maybe let's look at this as a new picture altogether. I have 4 towns A, B, C, D. The goal is to go from A to C. Right? So how would I answer this? Go from A to B and B to C. Or go A to D and D to C. Right? Is this clear? If I have to go from A to C, what are the different possibilities I have? Go from A to B, right? And then I have to go from B to C. Or I go from A to D and then go from D to C. How many routes do I have from A to B? 1, 2 and 3. From B to C, 1, 2 and 3. From A to D, 1 and 2. From D to C, I have 1 and 2. I know into 2 into 3, so that is 9 and 4. So to go from A to C via B, that is go to A to B and B to C, I have 9 routes or 9 different ways. A to D and D to C have 4 different ways. So I have R here. R is basically plus, so that's altogether 13 ways. So I can go from A to C in this entire graph or map or the chart in 13 ways, 9 plus 4, 13 ways. That's the implication of OR. OR is basically plus, right? And is basically into. This is what you need to understand. At any question that you get to see, if you can answer them in simple English, and or in the right manner, you will get the implication and obviously the final answer in the correct manner. Right? How to get this three, which is straightforward here. Sometimes the question might not be that straightforward, but getting this is another task which we'll discuss. But getting these basic points clear is the most important point according to me. Rest of the things would be slightly easier, sort of repetitive once you practice some problems and get used to the style. So let's look at this question. There are 4 buses running from Hyderabad to Bombay. So Hyderabad to Bombay. So there are 4 buses, right? From Mumbai to Bangalore. Okay, let me change this to Mumbai. To Bangalore, I have 3 buses, right? And 3 buses are running. Sorry, 5 buses are running, right? My bad. 5 buses, 4 buses, and from Hyderabad to Bangalore, there are 3 direct buses as well. How many different ways can a person take to reach Bangalore from Hyderabad? So my goal is to go from Hyderabad to Bangalore. What are the options I have? In plain English, think it like a normal reasoning, normal thing in real life situation. If I have to go from Hyderabad to Bangalore, one option is go from Hyderabad to Bangalore, or go to from Hyderabad to Mumbai and Mumbai to Bangalore. Right? These are the only things I can see. Is there anything else that I can do? That's it, right? I mean, obviously I'm starting from Hyderabad, so I have 2 choices. I go to Bangalore directly, or I go to Bombay and then go to Bangalore. Right, so how many routes or how many options do you have to go from Hyderabad to Bangalore? 3. Right, so this is 3. What about Hyderabad to Bombay? I have 4 options, right? 4 different buses. And Mumbai to Bangalore, I have 5 and is into. So that is 4 into 5 is 20. R is plus. So basically I have 23 different ways or routes to complete this journey from Hyderabad to Bangalore. As I said, right, when to add, when to multiply, this is simply going to be easy when you just try to answer the question yourself and sort of figure out where is R, where is and, so that you do that in the right manner. So the next one, an exam paper contains 6 multiple choice questions with 3 options for each question. If each question is necessarily attempted, find the number of different ways of answering the exam paper. So let's say there are 6 questions, right? I call them Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5 and Q6. So each question has 3 choices, right? Let's assume ABC for each. So the point is this, that how many different ways exist or are there to answer the exam paper. It is like this: if someone is answering a paper, right? So what should he be doing? Attempt question 1 and question 2 and question 3 and question 4 and question 5 and question 6. He has to attempt all, right? It's not R. Understand? It's not R. Why? Because it's not that he can attempt 1 or 2. He has to attempt 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, because it says each question is necessarily attempted. So I'm assuming that he has attempted all 6. So how many options, how many different ways can someone attempt question 1? 3 ways. Question 2, 3 ways, because each has 3 choices, right? Question 3 also 3 ways. This is also 3, this is also 3 and this is also 3, and is basically into. So I'm just multiplying 6 times, so it is 3 power 6 ways. Right? So that's basically 729, 27 square, 729 ways, whatever. So that's how you have to answer this, right? Try to break it down to simpler level and you will get the answer for these type of questions. So it says a person is playing a game. He will roll a die, and if he gets an odd number, he will toss a coin. If he gets an even number, when he rolls the die, he will roll the die again. Find the total number of possible outcomes in the game. So let me show it slightly manual way first, so that you get an understanding. So what are the possible outcomes if someone rolls a die? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? So if he gets an even number, he rolls a die. If he gets an odd number, he'll toss a coin. This is odd, and this is odd. So what will he do? He'll flip a coin. What are the possibilities? If I roll a die, I'll get head, or if I got 1 in my first roll, I'll be flipping coins, either get head or tail. So these are the two outcomes. Similarly, if I get die 3 in the first roll, I should be flipping a coin, so I have outcomes as 3 and H or 3 and tail, 5 and H or 5 and tail. And if I get 2, I'll roll die again, so I might get 2 1, or I get 2 second time, or I get 3, or I get 4, or I get 5, I get 6. Similarly for 4 also, 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4, 4 5 and 4 6. I hope you understand what I'm writing, right? This is like the first roll I roll 2. So basically, because it's an even number, I'll roll again. I might get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So these are all possible outcomes, right? Similarly for 6 also, 6 1, 6 2 and so on up to 6 6. So here I have two outcomes, 6, 2, 6, 2 and 6. That's altogether 24 outcomes, right? 8, 10, 16, 18, 24 outcomes. Obviously this is right answer, but it's a tedious approach. So if I try to answer this in English, what are the possible outcomes? I roll a die, right? Roll a die to get odd and flip a coin, or roll a die to get even and roll a die again. So how many outcomes are possible to get an odd number in my first roll? 3, right? Flip a coin, I have 2. So that's basically 3 into 2 is 6. Or I roll a die and I get even number. So there are 3 possibilities, and is into roll a die again. There are 6 possibilities, that is 8. 6 or 8 is 18. So 6 plus 18 is 24. Right, which is what the answer is, right? So that's what I'm saying. You understand this. You can break down the given question into simple clues or statements like this with and or properly, then you'll get the answer in the right manner. There is no way you will get the wrong answer unless you make minor mistakes, but the conceptual understanding would be perfect if you understand this principle really well.